Hey, what is up guys? My name is Stevie Ray Brave and this is Stevie Ray Brave All Day, and today we are going to be checking out the EART or the EART guitar, standard guitar, headstockless guitar. Let's get in it. Now before we start getting into this guitar, I want to just say right now that in no way, shape, or form am I endorsing EART guitars or ART guitars from what I've heard other people pronounce it as. In fact, I didn't even know about this brand at all until I saw this in Guitar Center and picked it up when I got my Gibson. And really I just picked it up because it was super cheap and it's a headstockless guitar and it doesn't look too bad. Why not, It's one of those Guitar Center finds, if you know what I mean. There were some things like when I first initially played it, that I noticed that really stood out. And one being, for such a cheap guitar, I really love the feel of this neck. It has a really great feeling neck. 5-piece, see if you see that. 3-piece maple and then 2-piece, not really sure what kind of wood that is, but it does look really good. It has a nice satin finish on there. And then what really stood out was this rosewood fretboard. Almost has a polish look to it. Like I said, I initially picked it up, played it on a solid state amp, sounded good enough. I got it home and let me tell you, with all the reviews going around ranting and raving about this brand, like I said, I've never even heard of this brand, but after picking it up, I went on YouTube and, there's tons of YouTube guitarists that are out there just ranting and raving about this brand and how their guitars are for the money. Like great guitars, great for beginners. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not leaning that way. As most people know, I am an Ibanez guitar fan, so that's probably why I really love the way this neck feels. It feels a lot like an Ibanez guitar, and the neck joint has this nice taper to it, so it's got a very nice transition. See that taper? So it's really comfortable to play in that aspect. But there's just some things on these guitars I can't really get past, and it's kind of made me not enjoy playing it as much. And I understand why they added these into this guitar, because you do find stuff like this, stuff like these features on premium guitars. But I just feel like the execution of it was kind of a waste of time, in my opinion. But before we get into all the flaws and all the things I like, let's kind of hear what this thing sounds like. I feel like headstockless guitars in general have become very popular amongst metal and progressive metal guitarists. And that's kind of what they're leaning. So we're going to kind of test it on that. This is going to be in drop D tuning, which typically I go a lot lower, but I haven't really wanted to put a lot of money in this guitar, and I'll explain that why here shortly. But let's just play some metal tones and see what we got. Alright guys, so don't make fun of me. I cannot find my footstool, so I'll be using an improvised footstool. So if you hear some clanking around, that's just this thing on the floor. Okay, so you just heard what this guitar sounds like, at least with a lot of gain on it. So I'm using a Pod HD 500X for all my tones, but this tone is typically the tone that I use on my drop A guitar, so the gain is quite pushed. And honestly, I had to push it all the way to max just to get it to kind of sound like I want it to sound. So I feel like the pickups, at least for what I do, these pickups are very, I mean, I will say they are very tight sounding, but I feel like they're just lacking a lot of like punch and like push, especially a lot of gain. These electronics kind of get in the way of each other. Like, I mean, it is supposed to be like very close and compact, but every time I reach for my switch, I found myself hitting my gain or my volume knob. It's kind of because it just kind of hides behind it when it's down in the bridge position. It just kind of, like I said, when you're trying to go down for that switch, you know. So, I mean, there is that, which, like I said, isn't a very big deal. Like, some guitars are just like that. Me, I like my stuff out of the way. But like I said, I really love the way this neck feels. I feel like they definitely did spend the money where it should be spent, which is the neck. The neck is 90% of the feel, in my opinion. I definitely feel like they could have saved some money in other places on the guitar and spent a little bit more money on the neck. I know that everyone is ranting and raving about these rounded off frets, if you can kind of see that, which, if like I said, that is a feature on premium guitars that some people desire. Really, it's not executed to a point where I would be fooled in thinking that this was a high-end guitar. Like I said, the neck feels really good, but I feel like the fretting job, because honestly, guys, like a lot of people are saying, oh, EART guitars are known for these frets, and that might be true. But I don't think they were intentionally done to be like a premium guitar with a rounded off fret. And the reason I would say that, I could be wrong, you know, like I am not, once again, I've never had contact with the company. I'm not, you know, I have not asked questions about this guitar. However, the reason I think they are wrong is, or what this actually is, I personally think that these frets are just stamped into the guitar. And the reason I say that is because if you notice on a lot of these frets, try and get it, they don't extend all the way to the edge of the fretboard, and a lot of them are very uneven. So like you see this one right here extends all the way to the edge, then this one kind of backs off a little bit, and then that one kind of extends further, and then all the way to the edge again. So it's not a very even fret job. And like I said, like for me, the neck is everything, and them saving that money on these stamped frets instead of just traditional frets, I feel like kind of killed the neck for me a little bit. I find it very distracting because when you're looking at the top of the guitar and you're kind of moving down the fretboard, you see how uneven they are. Like I said, it is quite noticeable when you start actually looking at the instrument. And there's also some gaps under some of these frets that is quite noticeable as well. Which, like I said, is a real shame because the neck, like the neck shape, you know, the feel of it, the satin finish, I absolutely love everything about this neck except for the frets, which most likely I will just get this guitar refretted. Like, I don't think this guitar is a lost cause by any means. It is definitely an excellent idea, but like I said, I feel like they put money where it shouldn't be. Another thing is it does have the 0 fret, which does allow for lower action. I don't really find it that necessary. Sorry, my dog sees something in the window. But anyways, I could say right now that my 0 fret is not being used right now. Like, the nut is the highest point, and the action is fairly decent on this guitar already, Which brings me to the main issue I have with this guitar. And like I said, this is mainly a preference thing, but this bridge, it's made by KD, or it's patented by KD. That's really all I've been able to find about this bridge. But I like the idea behind it, how they have these fine tuners down here so you can tune your guitar and all that good stuff. It does allow you to adjust for height and intonation in this bridge. However, it is a very complex system and it's just very clanky and clunky and, in my opinion, not that accurate. I had to fiddle with it quite a bit to get it to where I liked it. And the main issue I have with it is it just does not want to stay in tune. It is kind of nice that they have this little tool in here that's just kind of magnetically goes back into the side of the bridge. You know, it acts like a little crank for these knobs, like, which comes in handy if you're changing the strings or something along those lines. But one problem with that is, as well, is like playing live, you know, I need something that's quick and easy and is going to hold tune so I don't spend a lot of time tuning. In actuality, like I said, with it, how bulky it is, when I'm playing palm muting, like I can feel these tuner knobs digging into my wrist, which might be why they're going out of tune, is because I'm bumping up against them. So that's completely plausible. I do like how they put the truss rod adjustment down here over the neck pickup. I do like that. And I really like how they put the input jack right here, so it kind of angles up out of the way. I really love the shape of the bottom, or actually the whole guitar. Like, I'm a big Telecaster fan, and I kind of like how it's this edgy, asymmetrical kind of look going on for it. So I kind of dig that. And like I said, like I play like a classical style, so having this here for my leg and then my other leg to kind of butt up against back here, it's pretty nice too. Now this does, I believe that this is considered a ash body. Like I said, it's, you know, maple neck, but this is supposed to be an ash body. They have like 3 different things they're calling it on their website, but predominantly it's ash is what I'm guessing, judging by the grain. And then they have like this burl veneer top. Now, this is one of the things that I think they could have saved the money on. This right here, beautiful cut of ash. I would have been completely fine with the top being ash and then you just not put a veneer, because this veneer is so thin, guys. You can actually see the ash top or the ash body through it. Like, it's literally like paper thin. Like, the texture is really cool because it, you know, you can feel the burling and stuff like that. And I don't mind that, you know, it's so thin to where you can see the top. It looks cool. But like I said, like, without those quality fret job, and like I said, having such a big clunky bridge, I feel like the money could just been spent better elsewhere. Even if you had to bring up the price a little bit more, I really feel like this guitar would be a much better design. Because like I said, like, the principle that they executed to build this guitar is great. Absolutely great. Like I said, it's a very comfortable guitar to play. Just the hardware they chose to go with kind of gets in my way, but that may be different for you. But like I said, all hope is not lost for this guitar. We're actually going to be doing a giveaway and give this to a lucky subscriber once we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is not very many, guys. This is a new channel. Should be very easy for you guys to hit. We're going to throw EMGs in there, and we're going to refret this guitar. Possibly maybe get a different bridge for it. We're going to see what we can do about that. It is a little difficult just with the design they chose to go with, so we have to find something within the realms that the design can hold. But if we can do it, we're going to do it. And like I said, one thing EART guitars did really well, like, guys, I'm not even kidding you, this neck feels great. The shape of it, like I said, like, I'm an Ibanez player, and I gotta admit, like, it feels better than one of the necks on my Ibanez's. So They definitely did really good there. I think they did really great with the body design. The woodwork is not bad at all. Like I said, it's just the fine-tuned stuff is what we need to fix here. And like I said, like it could be just this guitar that has these issues. Like I said, like I never even heard of the guitar before or guitar brand before. Their other guitars could be stellar. You know, who's to say that all these other guitar YouTubers are wrong? But at least like what my unbiased opinion is like I said, it's a great idea. Like I said, making an affordable headstockless guitar is just like I said, for that price point, I just don't feel like it works as a whole package when there are plenty other guitars out there that give you more playability, and there are far better guitars out there even for a new beginner guitarist, unless they really gotta have the headstockless guitar, whatever inspires you to play. But like I said, with the complexity of the bridge and adjusting intonation and all that kind of stuff, with the amount of money you're gonna have to pay a guitar tech to do that for you, because like I said, I've been playing for years and this was difficult for me. So I mean, maybe it won't be difficult for you, I don't know. Probably smarter than me anyways. But I just feel like there are far better guitars out there that you can get more playability for that price point. Not to say that this is a bad guitar, it just, like I said, like it just kind of falls short to what I consider. Like I don't really consider things to be for the money. It's either a good guitar or it's not. And there's just things that on this guitar I feel are lacking, and we definitely need to address those things before I give this away to one of you lucky subscribers. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully we got some new music coming out. Like I said, right now I'm writing a new song with this guitar. After we get it, the EMGs and all that stuff put together in it, we're going to release that song with the reveal of the end product of this guitar. All right, so it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Till next time, friends.